Day 2 of the papal conclave is underway at the Vatican.
It is the first full day of voting as the Cardinals choose the next leader of the Catholic faith. NBC's Jay Gray live at the Vatican this morning for us. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Danita. Good morning, Dave. We have been through 2 votes this morning inside the Sistine Chapel. Black smoke within the last 30 minutes or so, meaning that there's been no decision at this point. The opening session here, 3 hours plus with no decision. And then today, again, we have the votes with black smoke, a sign that really there's still work to be done.
No names.
Sworn to secrecy.
It's okay, please. We don't speak candidates.
We don't know who it will be. We don't know when it will happen, but we do know a bit about how the conclave will play out. Each day starts with a mass. Then the Cardinals file into the Sistine Chapel. The doors closed and locked, voting twice during a morning session. The only sounds in this iconic chamber, the counting of handwritten ballots. If no candidate receives a 2/3 majority, there's a midday break. The group, with a police escort, making the short trip back to Sancta Martha, a guest house adjacent to St. Peter's Basilica where they stay during the conclave.
They can go back to their rooms, they can rest, they can talk to each other until the afternoon. Then they go back to the Sistine Chapel.
For 2 more votes. If there's still no decision, they return to their Vatican dorms.
Have dinner, and they can stay up as long as they want. There's no curfew of that kind. With meetings, talking to each other, and then on the next day, they start the routine all over again.
Until there's white smoke. Yeah, this morning again, we had about 10,000 in St. Peter's Square watching for that smoke. We expect that crowd to build throughout the day for the evening session of voting. All of them, just like us, Danito, watching that chimney and waiting for white smoke.
And you know, it's so interesting for us and how we feel watching it. How would you describe the mood there as people are waiting to see the white smoke?
It's pretty amazing, Danita, to see them first pouring into St. Peter's Square, and then you can feel the energy. There's a palpable energy here and an anticipation of what's happening. And many will tell you, look, I just want to be here to be a part of this history. If the smoke is white, that's great. If it's black, I'm still here and a part of all of this. And so it's a real neat experience, and a lot of people just anticipating what comes next.
Just special to be there and be present in the moment. That sounds like what you're saying. And Jay, we thank you for being there in the moment for us. Appreciate your reports. Thank you. While here at home, 3 News spoke with John Carroll religion professor Paul Murphy about his take on the conclave, and he says that he believes one particular issue could cause the most strain in the Cardinals' conversations.
There is a kind of tension between those who are more conservative or traditional, if you will, who want to see greater clarity in the teaching of the church and in the pastoral practice, and those who are more akin to Francis, who suggested we should be more open. I suspect they're going to elect someone who fundamentally agrees with Francis, but who might be someone who will be less of a firecracker, if you will.
He went on to add that since 80% of the Cardinals voting were appointed by Pope Francis, he doubts the next pope would be a major shift.